The notion that the mainstream media fabricates lies about Jesus is a topic of significant debate among scholars, theologians, and the general public. To delve into this issue, it's essential to understand the complex dynamics at play. The media's portrayal of Jesus is often influenced by a variety of factors, including cultural, social, and economic considerations. Sensationalism and ratings can drive the narrative, sometimes leading to inaccurate or misleading representations of Jesus' life, teachings, and legacy. One reason for the media's misrepresentation of Jesus is the desire to attract a large audience and generate revenue. The story of Jesus, with its themes of love, sacrifice, and redemption, has captivated people for centuries. However, to make the story more appealing to a modern audience, the media may embellish or distort certain aspects of Jesus' life. For example, the depiction of Jesus as muscular, blonde-haired, blue-eyed hero in some films and artwork is a far cry from the historical accounts of a dark-haired, dark-eyed, and possibly darker-skinned man from the Middle East. Another factor contributing to the media's misrepresentation of Jesus is the influence of secularism and anti-Christian sentiment. Some media outlets may have a vested interest in undermining the authority and legitimacy of the Christian faith, which they perceive as being at odds with progressive values or social justice causes. By portraying Jesus in a negative or unflattering light, these outlets may aim to discredit the Christian faith and its adherents. This can be seen in the media's tendency to focus on controversies surrounding Jesus, such as his alleged relationships or his purported views on certain social issues, rather than exploring the core of his teachings and message. The media's depiction of Jesus is also shaped by the prevailing cultural and intellectual trends of the time. In an era dominated by postmodernism and relativism, the media may be inclined to present Jesus as a figure who is more human than divine, more concerned with social justice and spiritual redemption. This approach can lead to a distorted view of Jesus, one that emphasizes his humanity at the expense of his divinity and his role as the Son of God. Furthermore, the media's portrayal of Jesus may be influenced by the works of certain scholars or theologians who have a particular agenda or interpretive framework. For instance, the Jesus Seminar, a group of scholars who sought to uncover the historical Jesus, has been criticized for its methodology and conclusions, which some argue are more reflective of modern liberal values than ancient historical reality. In addition to these factors, the media's misrepresentation of Jesus can also be attributed to a lack of understanding or familiarity with the biblical account and the historical context in which Jesus lived. The media may rely on secondary sources or popular interpretations rather than engaging with the primary sources in scholarly research. This can result in a superficial or inaccurate portrayal of Jesus, one that fails to capture the complexity and nuance of his teachings and legacy. Ultimately, the media's portrayal of Jesus is a reflection of the broader cultural and social landscape. As a figure who has been revered and debated for centuries, Jesus continues to be a lightning rod for controversy and speculation. While the media may have a role to play in shaping public perceptions of Jesus, it is essential to approach these portrayals with a critical eye, recognizing both the potential for misinformation and the importance of nuanced and informed representations of this complex and multifaceted figure. By promoting a more informed and balanced understanding of Jesus, we can work towards a more accurate and respectful representation of his life, teachings, and legacy in the media and beyond.